could put your initials in your grass as a little boy. $2 for the front, $2 for the back. $4. We used to laugh at him all the time. Well, let me tell you what we're laughing at now. He got a landscaping company in Cleveland. You know how much this boy making? $4 million a year. You know what he do? He cut grass. He got 38 trucks. He got all the contracts in the city, malls, corporations. And when it snow outside, he do such a good job cutting the grass, he put plows on the front of his trucks, and he got all the snow removal contracts. This boy making $4 million a year, and you know what he do? He cut grass.
What up, world? Live on that with Mr. Be Great today, Lamar King Sr. Glad y'all tapped in with me. It's another all positive podcast. And Mr. Be Great today has some words of encouragement. And y'all already know, I'm just gonna jump right on in. Now the topic of discussion today is, it's time to settle. Yep, that's exactly what I said. And y'all let me land. Don't be so quick to prejudge. It's time for you to settle. And to settle is not a negative thing. And that's contrary to popular belief. Settling is not a negative thing. Settling actually can be a positive thing. See, many of us have, big dreams, big aspirations, ambitions, goals we've set. We're constantly striving to get more and more and more, and leveling up and getting to the next level and all that good stuff. We talk about that often here on Arrow Mr. Be Great today. But settling doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. Settling doesn't mean you're less than. It means you're acknowledging that sometimes we need to take a step back and focus on what's truly important to us. It means finding joy and fulfillment in the present moment rather than constantly striving and trying to get more. See, what happens is the goalpost is always being moved. You get to this level, now you want to try to get to another level. You get to this level, now you're trying to get to this level. And I get it. I understand everybody has aspirations to be better than they once were, being better, being the best version of themselves today. And that's fine, all fine and dandy. But when does it end? Are you going to spend your whole life constantly chasing something that's in the future? Are you going to spend your whole life trying to go above and beyond and keep pushing? There's nothing wrong with settling. When you settle, you appreciate the simple things. And hear me out. We can spend time with loved ones, pursue hobbies, take care of ourselves. We can find contentment and excitement in our current situation, knowing that we're doing our best and we can have whatever we want. And when people are constantly chasing their goals and their dreams, it becomes overwhelming sometimes. It becomes a mental challenge to where you're constantly seeking something else, where you're constantly not satisfied. And this society has taught us that's how you're supposed to do. That you're supposed to constantly try to get better. You're supposed to constantly reach higher and higher and higher and higher. But when does it stop? Where does it end? When will you be satisfied with your life and the things that you're doing? When will you be content with the life that you have? When will you stop constantly wanting more and more and more and more? Now we all have dreams. We all have things that we want to accomplish in this life. But when does it end? When is enough is enough? When is it that we realize that it's okay to be in a situation and be content and be happy and be prosperous in your current situation, as opposed to constantly following that goalpost that's continuously moving up and up and up and up. And every single day you're out here chasing your tail, because you can never truly become happy in life if you're constantly seeking a goal that's down the road. See, people look at it, and because society has taught us, I'm not settling. I'm not settling for that. I'm not. And you miss out on so many blessings if you just sit still. We've heard the term peace be still. We chase after things. Are you going to spend your life chasing? Are you going to spend your life chasing after things that are constantly being moved up or constantly being moved down in the future? People look at it like, oh, that's a bad thing. They look at it as if that's something that that's detrimental to who you are. And I challenge my listeners to understand that settling sometimes, or settling in your life, or settling in a field, or settling in a relationship or settling on a career or settling in a situation can relieve you from a lot of stress and anxiety. I've told you many times before, anxiety is your thoughts of the future. That's why anxiety is so high in today's society, because people are always looking down the road. People are always trying to get better, to go to the next level of something that's far in the future. But when you settle, you find contentment. You find a level of peace that you're comfortable in what you're doing. People say, well, I don't want to be in my comfort zone. Okay, you want to be uncomfortable, you want to push, that's fine. But when does it end? When are you going to realize that you're never going to get there? When are you going to realize that if you were to get $1 million today, you want 2 million? But if you're a person that came from humble beginnings and had little, and now you've gotten to $1 million, oh, now I want 2. When does it stop? When are you going to be satisfied with life? When are you going to be comfortable in your own skin? Because we've been taught so often that you can't settle. Settling is a negative connotation that we have indoctrinated into our mind, and we believe it to be fact. When in all actuality, people who settle in their craft, people who settle in their situation, find themselves with a level of peace and happiness that can't be given to them by the world. And a lot of people won't understand, a lot of people won't get where I'm coming from, because you've been so programmed and conditioned to constantly follow that goalpost that keeps moving. When are we going to realize that you never get there? There's always going to be another goal you want to accomplish. There's always going to be something that you're trying to reach that's farther in the future. We got to relieve ourselves of this ideology of I'm not settling. But are you achieving the goals that you're inspired to have? Are you achieving those goals? Like, we all want to dream big. There's nothing wrong with dreaming big, but if you're constantly following a status or a goal that's constantly being moved and leveled up and constantly making you look at things farther down the road, who are you today? And that's why I am Mr. Be Great today, because tomorrow never comes, people. What do you call this moment right now? Is it tomorrow yet? Has it come yet? And that's what happens when you're talking about I'm not settling. You're constantly thinking about something that's down the road. We don't know if it's even going to come. And I promise you, once you reach that level, you're going to constantly trying to find you another mountain to climb. But when are you going to get comfortable in yourself and who you are and the things you were inspired to do? People don't look at life in that facet, because we've been told, don't settle. I ain't settling. But are you achieving the things that you want? Have you reached that goal post yet? Have you gotten to that place that you see in your mind? Have you reached it yet? And if you have you made yourself another goal that's going to constantly make you reach more and more and more? A great friend of mine, he told me, he said, Lamar, sometimes people always say I'm not going to settle, but you might need to settle and perfect the craft that you're in, to perfect the situation that you're in. But we think of ourselves less than if we settle. When are we going to understand that those things that we inspire to do, those things that we constantly push ourselves to go, those levels we push ourselves to, we never seem to get there. And if we do, we create another goal, we create another mountain, we create another hill to climb. And it creates a type of anxiety that sets us up for a major letdown in some cases. Because if you find yourself in something that you truly enjoy to do, why not hone in on that? Why not put yourself in that situation and truly engulf yourself in that scenario and master it? It's kind of like, let's take sports, for example. Everyone knows all the big name guys, whether it's be football, basketball, baseball, tennis, golf. Everyone knows all the big guys and knows the big names. People want to be like Michael Jordan. People want to be like LeBron James. That's why we watch them, because they have a skill set that we don't have, right? But what about that ball boy? What about those guys that clean the gym floor when players drip sweat and fall on the floor? What about those? No one inspires to be a NBA floor cleaner. No one says I'm going to be an NBA floor cleaner when I grow up. Why is that, Mr. Be Great Today? Why don't they? Because they always want to see themselves in a better situation, thinking that it's better, should I say, just to find out that less than 1% of the people make it to the NBA. But do you know how much that guy makes that's cleaning that floor? Statistics show they make over $200K a year from wiping sweat off the floor. And here you are, shooting in the gym, going to camps, hiring personal trainers, constantly trying to get better, constantly trying to level up, just to never get your name called on draft day. Now, I'm not here to be a dream killer. I'm not here to tell you that you can't accomplish those goals, but it's less than 1%. If you look at the probability in the statistics of you making it to the NBA or making it to the major leagues, it's almost null and void when it comes down to you. It's less than 1%. Less than 1%, well less. You know, everyone knows Tiger Woods. Everyone knows Tiger Woods is probably arguably the greatest golfer of all times. People who are into golf, they inspire to be Tiger Woods, to be a Jack Nicklaus, to be an Arnold Palmer. But less than 1% make it to the PGA Tour. But what about that caddy? No one knows his name. He settled in his position. He said, "I'm not a PGA golfer, so I'm just gonna carry the clubs. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be the brains behind this operation." Tiger Woods wouldn't be the man that he is if he didn't have the caddy that he's had. NFL, for example, people want to be, I don't know, Joe Montana, Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, Jerry Rice, which are great, phenomenal athletes who work their fingers to the bone to get to where they are, to become one of the all-time greats. But what about the kicker? What about the punter? What about the long snapper? What about the center? Like, people don't take into account that when you're settling, that means you're perfecting your craft. You understand that, hey, I may not be a Michael Vick, but I can be a ball boy who, again, makes 6 figures a year. I may not can be a Jerry Rice, but I can work on my kicking game, and I can be a punter who only comes in the game 3-4 times a game sometimes. And he's a millionaire. He makes 6-7 figures because he settled in his craft. He honed in on his craft. He didn't have these high expectations of himself to have that major letdown. Everyone knows Serena Williams and Venus Williams. Everyone knows these big names within the tennis community. But what about those little people that stands on the sides and go get the balls? 6 figures. And most of us who dream and inspire to be these great athletes or be these phenomenal people that don't make it, oftentimes don't make 6 figures, and they look at the person who's running around picking up the balls. Oh, I could never do that. I'm not settling for that. Just for you not to accomplish the dreams and goals that you want, because again, less than 1% make it to the major leagues. But the people that settle say, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep myself around this game, and I'm just going to be a ball boy. I'm going to be a bat boy in the major leagues. Everyone knows Hank Aaron. Everyone knows people like Terry Pendleton. I'm a Braves fan. Everyone knows people like, Randy Johnson, the big unit. Everyone knows these big name athletes that's in the major league. Well, what about the bat boy? What about the trainer? These people settled in their situation and made the best of it and focused in on what they wanted and accomplished the goal that they needed. Even in relationships, sometimes people, they look at the internet and they look at these celebrities and they look at these success stories. Oh, I want my husband to take care of me. Oh, I want my wife to love me. I'm not settling for that. You don't make 6 figures. I don't want you. And then you end up with nobody because you overlook the potential of what life can give you if you focus in on your craft, if you focus in on a situation that you truly want. And I challenge you, there's nothing wrong with settling. There's nothing wrong with perfecting who you are. Now, again, I'm not saying don't have big dreams. I'm not saying don't have goals. But sometimes you got to say, you know what? I'm not going to make it to the NBA. You know what? I'm not going to make it to the major leagues. You know what? I'm not going to make it to the NFL. So let me focus on something else. That's settling. Let me focus on my education. Let me make myself a better person. Let me work on me and tap into who I am and be great at something instead of inspiring to be something that I have a less than 1% chance of achieving. A lot of people, they won't get it. A lot of people will look at this show and look at it like, Lamar, you off your rocker. You cheesed and slid off your cracker. You talking crazy. But what would you rather have? Would you rather be in a situation to where you perfect it, you work at it, you realize where you are, you focus on it, you stay in your lane, and you become successful at that? Or would you rather inspire to be something that you only got a less than 1% chance to get? Riddle me that. People will look at people in a negative light. People will look at you in a negative light because you so-called settle. But are you happy? Or are you concerned with what the outside world says? Are you concerned with the attaboys and the hand claps and the congratulations? See, we've been taught that we got to continue to strive and go higher and go above and beyond and be filled with all type of anxiety and depression because we don't make it. And that's when we're trying to inspire to do great things in life. We put a lot of our real feelings on hold because we don't want to mess up our opportunity. A lot of times we sit on our hands, we bite our tongue because we constantly want to get level. We constantly want to go higher and higher and higher. We don't want to tarnish our record in any way because we want to be in the limelight. We want to be on the forefront. We want to be the topic of discussion. We want people, hey, look at me, look at me. And then when you don't accomplish those goals and you don't accomplish those dreams, you self-sabotage. You turn to depression. You become a victim of your own vulnerabilities because you set the bar so high. You set the goal so high that when you don't get it, you feel a major letdown in your life. Why not settle in something that you can achieve and obtain and master it? Why not? But people in this society will look at that as less than. They will look at that as selling out. I look at that as being smart and accomplishing the things you want and focusing on the things you want because you settled in something that you knew you could achieve. Stop moving that goalpost and setting yourself up for failure or setting yourself up for a major letdown because when it comes down to making it to the big times, it's less than 1%. Everybody want to be on the field. Everybody want to be the main attraction. But there's so many moving parts behind. Everyone wants to be that actor. But what about the producer? What about the writer? What about the costume designer? What about the makeup designer? What about the barbers and the beauticians and the hairdressers and all that? All this stuff has you just see the finished product. And that's what I think we're chasing. We're chasing the finished product. We're looking at these people who have done great things, the exceptional less than 1% who have made it to the big leagues, who made it to the big time, and we aspire to have those things, which again, is all fine and dandy. But the likelihood of you achieving them is less than 1%. What about the other 99% to where you say, you know what? I'm gonna find something that I'm great at and I'm gonna stay right within it. I'm gonna find my lane and I'm gonna hog it, like Kevin Gates say. I love that statement because he's not trying to inspire to go up and level. All you're doing is pushing yourself to a level of anxiety that when the situation fails or the situation doesn't come true, now you feel bad. Then guess what you do? You find you another mountain to climb. There's nothing wrong with honing in on what you want and who you are and operating at your maximum capacity. There's nothing wrong with that. But continues to follow that goalpost that continues to move farther and farther in the future. You're setting yourself up for a major letdown in some cases. In 99% of the cases. And a lot of people, they won't get this and they'll look at it as a negative thing. But sometimes you got to be realistic in who you are. And being realistic in the ability to achieve the things you want. You know, people want these fairy tale stories of life. They want these fairy tale relationships. They want the house, the white picket fence. They want the IG model wife. They want the 6-figure salary. They want the Benz, the Beamer, the G-Wagon. They want all that. And then when it doesn't come, there comes depression. When it doesn't come, now you're creating another level of anxiety because you're trying to go further and further. When is enough is enough? When are you going to be satisfied with your life? When are you going to be satisfied with your capability? When are you going to hone in on who you are and master your craft and settle in and find your lane? When is that going to happen? When are you going to do that? Are you going to constantly keep trying to level up? I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. And trust me, I am a victim of that as well because I'm constantly trying to get better because this society has told me you got to level up. You got to do more. You got to do that. But instead, finding who you are. And sitting right there, finding who you are as far as a person when you're seeking out a relationship, finding a companion and say, you know what, this is what I want. But oftentimes people want more. That's why the divorce rate is so high in this country because people want more. They want what they see. They want what they see down the road. They want what they see on this internet. They want what they see in other people's lives. They compare themselves to the level of the less than 1%, and when they don't measure up, now they feel like shit, and now they want to try something else. Hone in on who you are. Settle down into your lane. Settle down in who you are and master that craft. There's nothing wrong with that. I promise you'll be more happy. I promise you'll be more peaceful instead of trying to constantly move that goalpost and follow that goalpost and follow the standards and the statuses of society. And you'll find yourself more peaceful. I'm talking about for real. There's nothing wrong with taking in that the fact that you ain't gonna make it to the league. And a lot of times you can find that out, well before you graduate high school, well before you graduate college, that you ain't gonna make it. But we still want to dream. Then we go to we want to do this. There's nothing wrong with settling. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. But we've been taught that we got to constantly chase this American dream. We got to constantly chase and get better and better and better and better. Well, get better at what you are. Get better at where you at. Focus in on that. Master that. Be content with that. There's nothing wrong with it. They told us that we got to continuously climb. Chase, and settle, and never settle. Don't you settle. Don't you dare settle. Just for you to chase a dream that you don't ever accomplish? Just to chase a dream that you never even see? Because the goalpost is constantly being moved by you and by society standards, and you wonder why you having these mental battles within yourself. Because you're living up to the standards of what society says. You're living up to the standards of what your mother says. You're living up to the standards of what your father and friends says. Y'all already know my favorite saying. That casket is a one-seater. All the dreams and aspirations of others, of what the world says is successful, they ain't going in that casket with you. All the things you aspire to be, they ain't going in that casket with you. Master who you are. Master where you are. Master your craft. Master yourself. I got a good friend of mine, Anthony Williams. Of Williams Inspired. Y'all go check him out on Facebook. He said the key to success is self-mastery. Self-mastery. If you don't have a knowledge of who you are, if you don't have a knowledge of what you want, if you don't be detailed and to the point and find out where you are great at, and you're constantly trying to aspire to be something more or constantly be something better or keep following that goalpost, anxiety will set in and you will find yourself back into depression because time will pass and you will not have been one of that less than 1%. And you're going to feel bad about yourself. But if you find yourself and get in your lane, find something that you're passionate about, find something that you love, hog that lane. There's nothing wrong with settling in your life and becoming the person that you truly want to be. Not what society says success is. Not what society said you should be. Oh, I'm not, no, I'm not marrying no man who ain't making six figures. No, I ain't marrying no woman who ain't 135 pounds. Y'all, we getting caught up in this gender war. These relationship gurus who tell you what a perfect relationship is and what a man's role and what a woman's role. Don't settle, girl. Don't settle, my boy. Y'all, you living by the standards of others. What the fuck do you want? And when you think about it, what they've called settling is not settling. What they've called, I wouldn't settle for that. Well, what would you do? Are you gonna constantly chase your tail till you fall off in that 6-foot hole? Or you gonna constantly chase after big ambition and dream after dream just not to actually make it? Well, at least I tried. Well, fuck that. Fuck trying. I want to accomplish. I want to conquer. I want to dominate. Why would I constantly try to dunk a 10-foot goal? No, I can't dunk a 10-foot goal. I know I can't. No, I ain't even finna keep trying. Oh, keep trying. Go to the gym. You need to do these exercises. Fuck that. Give me the 5-foot goal. I'm finna dunk the hell out of it. That's what I'm talking about. Dunk the hell out that 5-foot goal and dunk it again and dunk it again and dunk it again and be a professional in your own NBA. Not what the people say. Not what the world say. Oh, I ain't gonna deal with a person who ain't making 6 figures. Well, let's see the likelihood of you finding a person or a man that makes 6 figures in this country. It's less than 1%. It's less than 1%. But we have these high expectations of ourselves, and just for us not to even achieve them. And I'm not no relationship guru. I'm not an expert on life. I'm still figuring this thing out. But I'm here to tell you that if you settle and you dunk that 5-foot goal, it'll be more fulfilling. You might even make more money than you're trying to constantly chase this dream that you're probably not going to make because you're not in the less than 1%. Am I making sense to some of my listeners? Are you understanding where I'm coming from? Hone in on where you are. Perfect something. Find something you're great at. If you bake cakes, bake cakes. Don't be trying to be, this extravagant person. I wanna bake cakes for the Trumps. How many people you think them bake cakes for the big celebrities in the world? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's a less than 1% chance. And when you know stats and probability, I want the best stats and probability for me to succeed. Do I want to be a part of the 99 or do I want to be a part of the 1%? Can I make the most of being in the 99? Of course you can. But we've been taught, keep reaching. Sky's the limit. Reach for the stars. Find it, Danny. How many people are astronauts in this world? They're less than 1%. How many people become president? Very far less than 1%. How many people become actors and actresses? Less than 1%. How many people become in the limelight? Less than 1%. But how many people can be successful at a small business? How many people can be successful in their own lives, in their own household? How many people can be successful as mothers and fathers? That chance, that you got a higher probability. Hone in on that. And again, whatever you so choose to be, do it. But when you're thinking about it, you keep moving that goalpost further and further, and you find yourself, you get to that point in life where, damn, this is not working out. And then you want to jump, go to further and further. Damn, it's okay to settle, people. It's okay to hone in and be that caddy. It's okay to be that ball boy. It's okay to be the one that wiping the sweat off the floor. You don't necessarily have to be the superstar. You don't have to be the one in the limelight. You don't have to be Academy Award winning actor. You can be the producer, the writer. You can be a stunt double. And if you master that like, and guess what? Because everybody wants the top spot. There's so many. If they had a audition for a starting role in a leading movie, there would be a line wrapped around the building. But they say, hey, we need a stunt double. That line is not around the building. It's not. Find something what you can conquer and master and do with ease, where you don't have all this pressure on yourself to live up to the standards of the so-called world, to be this superstar or be the extravagant person. There's nothing wrong with settling. There's nothing wrong with self-mastery. There's nothing wrong with being who you are and dunking that 5-foot goal. All right? And that's all I got for y'all, man. Settle in on who you are. Stop looking at settle as a negative connotation, because it's not. Because if you can settle in a situation and you master it and you do it well and you do it repeatedly, then you win. I saw a stat the other day. If you can find 5,000 people and sell them something for $2.50, there you go, $300K a year. Think about that. But we want to try to find 500 people and sell them something for $250. Do you know how hard that is? But how easy is it to sell somebody something for $250? Very simple. Find 5,000 people and sell them something for $2.50. You're a 6-figure person. But that's too small. That's settling. Oh, I'm not selling that. I'm not selling no cookies. I'm not selling no books. Or that I'm not doing that. I'm not giving my product or service for $2.50. If you can find 5,000 people a month to do it to, you're a 6-figure person. You want to do the 250 to 2,500, 25,000. And you might get one of those a month. Come on now. Listen up. You might get one a year. So I challenge y'all. There's nothing wrong with settling. There's nothing wrong with mastering your lane. There's nothing wrong with not living up to the expectations of what society says success is. Living up to the standards that society has pushed on us. Get out this fucking gender war talking about what you want from a mate or in a relationship. Find out what you want. Find out what truly makes you happy. And settle down in it. Alright? So y'all make sure y'all go check me out. Mr. Be Great Today on TikTok, YouTube, and Fanbase. Great Today INC on IG. And On Air with Mr. Be Great Today on Facebook. I love you all. And you already know. Be great today. Peace.